Welcome to Coach's Corner Cap fans. Thanks for joining me on this Monday afternoon, about 11:30, I guess, still the morning. A little change of pace this week. Today we're going to review the Huron game, introduce the Liberty Center game, and then just talk a little bit about injuries and where we kind of stand there. And so that's kind of be a quick show today. But before we get started, I want to throw out some prayers and some thoughts for Michelle and Eddie Evans' son Grant, who was in a car accident. I guess it was yesterday, I think, or it was yesterday, and so hopefully he's doing well and will recover. And he was a great part of our student body last year. He was kind of our leader of the student body last year, having fun, and he graduated last year and unfortunately got in a serious accident yesterday. So prayers to the Ebbing family. So let's back up till Friday night versus Huron. Huron had come in with two losses, but two really close, tight losses. So we knew they were a good team with a really good quarterback and a lot of good solid players all the way around, with the quarterback who's also their safety and the coach's son. So it seems like when you have those coaches' sons, they kind of get it and do things well and play well. And he was just as good on defense as he was on offense. Final score 14-3, and we got off to a great start with the defense, and it really continued the whole game. Our defense, we put them in some bad spots with a couple turnovers, and we just kept holding them out, stopping them out, and they got one field goal on one of those interceptions. But the defense just played great. Just looking at a couple stats here, which really just shows how well they played. On the night, Huron was 3 for 11 on third downs and 0 for 4 on fourth downs. And several of those fourth downs were in the third, fourth quarter when we did get ahead, and they were trying to, we were up 7-3, I guess, and then 14-3. But that 7-3, those three field goals they felt like, and maybe I would have too, that those 3 points, get you to 7-6, but not getting you back the lead. So they chose to go for it, and we stopped them several times there. So a tough ball game, frustrating offensively, especially in the first half, where like I said, we moved the ball okay, but we just couldn't quite score, and we turned it over a few times. Second half, we did make a few little adjustments in the second half, offensive line wise, with some of the blocking things, but Marcel, who we weren't sure would play, and we didn't really want to play him, but we felt like at halftime that he could give us a spark, and he felt good and warmed up and said he can do it, and the doctor was good with it, his parents were good with it, and of course we were like, well, this is it if we don't get something going here. So Marcel came in, and it just felt like our whole team was lifted, and guys started getting off the ball, and we started running the ball really well. Jack Ebbing and Cody Depwig combined along with Marcel and Braylon for 200 yards rushing in the second half. And of course, then we got a couple touchdowns, and then the defense just finished it off and closed it out and shut them out the second half. So the game ended up 14-3 in our favor, and so we get to see another week, live to play again. So that leads us to Liberty Center, who comes in undefeated and with some really good, solid veteran players. Again, we're going to face another quarterback, defensive back. That's probably the best player on their team, and so he's really good. But with that, they have several really good players and two big, stout Evan Homan-like O&D linemen. So that's going to be a challenge for us, protecting and blocking and really keeping them there offensively. They're more of a run team, tight end wing, and kind of like remind me of Versailles a lot in some ways. Like to run the ball and throw it just enough. But like I said, the quarterback is a good running threat, but also can throw a little bit. They have two backs that are pretty productive and really would prefer to run the ball. Defensively, we've seen them in two contrasting styles. Port Clinton, who we have their film, and also Liberty Benton, who they just beat the other night, were really spread teams like us, and even more spread probably. And so we saw a 3-3-5 defense, and so that's interesting. And so hopefully we can do some things to combat that with some of our runs and quarterback runs and some of our throws that hopefully can spread them out and find some cracks for our good, quick skill guys. For our defense, it's going to be about can we hold up front and make tackles and make tackles. So many times you just watch them on film and they're breaking tackles and down blocks and kickouts and find those creases and really taking it to teams. So Liberty Benton will be the home team. The game is at Lima Senior on Friday night. We're Friday nights throughout the playoffs as long as we can continue, and all the way to the state finals, which would also be like Friday morning, I think like at 10 or 10:30. So looking forward to the challenge with Liberty Center. We've never played them before, so there's zero history. I had never really followed them too much over the years, and until we were in their region this year. We, of course, as the year goes on, we kind of see who's at the top and start following a little bit, and then of course once the playoffs start, then there's going to be a head-to-head matchup eventually if you keep winning. So Liberty sent at 7 o'clock. A little bit on injury report. As I said, Marcel practiced all week last week, but not full go practice. So Friday night he felt like he could do it. He was a little sore Saturday and maybe a little sore yesterday, but I think as the week goes on, he'll be better this week than he was last week. Jack Broering had a thumb injury a long time ago, and he's healed from that, but he bonked his knee up a little bit Friday, and so hopefully he'll be okay. Luke Sudoff, he will not come back, along with both Troys who we lost early in the season, Troy Weigel and Troy Milligan. Those guys are still sidelined. Andrew Jones did return last week, but did not play much. His shoulder still was beat up, and the style that they played didn't quite fit his game. So we'll see how much he'll get to play this week, but certainly he'll be feeling better. Otherwise, feeling good, feeling healthy, and at this point in the season, practice shorter, practice less. We shouldn't say less, but shorter each practice, and get ready for to feel good for Friday night up at Lima Senior. And finally, wish the volleyball team, they won both games last weekend, which was awesome, and so they're gonna play Thursday at 6 o'clock, the second game, whenever that happens, between 6 and 7, I would think. So good luck to them in the Final Four down at Wright State. So hopefully I think we're going to get out of school a little bit early on Thursday. So that would be awesome. We can get practice done a little quicker, and maybe some of our players, along with the coaches, can get down to Wright State and see the girls play. So hope to see you Friday night at Lima Senior. If not, somehow see it live streamed.